StickyTriflePodcast. Welcome to the Sticky Trifle Podcast.
Aloha. Well, they say it in Hawaii, but I'm trying to get a clue for we might be going, because on Hawaii they're kent for doing a lot of surfing. Am I right? Look at this map. This'll show you how far we should be. And I'm nae catching a stagecoach bus, but the place we're going is right beside the bus station. If we get rid of this idiot driving on the road. And if you've forgotten the name of this, well, it's called
Sticky Trifle Podcast. Welcome to Sticky Trifle Podcast. Sticky Trifle Podcast.
Sticky, and welcome. We're at Castle Street.
Yep.
Is it Castle Street?
29 Castle Street.
29 Castle Street, here in the Broch.
Broch, next to the bus station.
And we're at Coast Surf Skate.
Coast Surf Skate, aye.
Coast Surf Skate. Now, drinking, I can you like coffees.
Aye.
I can offer you a liquid candy shop bubble gum, but it's maybe near for you.
I'll go for a coffee.
Sticking with a
Thank you very
coffee.
much,
Right, I'm just gonna grab it. Right, thanks for coming on. It's George Watt.
It is, aye.
Now, before we get started, right, I keep on meeting Watts. I'm a Watt. I never ken anybody else.
Alright.
And we've never met.
Never met.
We can honestly say we've never met until just now. So I don't ken why, but I noticed your videos on Facebook channels and surfing, and you're getting kids involved and
Aye.
doing classes.
Yes.
So when did you start?
So I started that in would have been 2020 with the surfing. I was offshore before I did the surfing, and then with the yo-yo industry that offshore is, we going up the ladder and losing your job, then going up the ladder and losing your job. I just got a little bit scunnert of it and thought I'll give the surfing
So
a crack.
I presume a shop opened. Did that shop open?
A shop opened
in a lockdown.
just in December on just 4 months now.
Yep.
5 months. It says May.
Uh-huh.
Aye, so 5 months. So just the end of December, we opened up a shop. Just with the popularity of the surf school and the demand for equipment.
Yep.
And just finding a place for people to come to rather than
Exactly,
ordering
exactly.
off the phones and doing nothing through emails. I just think the face-to-face with the customer is quite important with us.
So let's get back to how this passion started. First, did you get into surfing yourself?
So surfing,
Or was it skating first?
No, surfing. It was bodyboarding. I did that little bodyboards like in the corner.
Aye.
We went. Used to go up to Hopeman with my granny and granda, my nan and granda, and I think for age 6 in the summers I was bodyboarding. We did that all summers up until about 10 year old, and then 10 year old I got my first big surfboard for Santa, and then it was I started surfing for 10. We a 3mm wetsuit, and the wetsuit was too thin for the water.
And what's the difference, by the way, George, between bodyboards and the paddle boards? Are they the same thing?
Oh, they're different. So a bodyboard, you're lying down on a bodyboard. They're a bit shorter. I think I was in the corner. They're just the ones for lying down on.
Aye.
A paddle board, that's when you see people standing on the big boards that they're they're kind of rowing like a
Aye,
like a
just-
canoe, ken.
And I've spoke to a few folk, and I was they're going, oh, I found it really boring. But I don't care if they've maybe
I
got
think
in
it
a right
depends where you go.
calendar.
I think it's more if you were to go up to like Penn and go around like Killican and the shores there, it's really bonny, ken. But
Yep.
it's more. It's not like an adrenaline sport.
It's got you've got here a calm sea for paddleboarding.
Aye, there is
Yep.
people that do like stand up paddleboarding on the waves, but then there's the like a touring paddleboards as well, which
Yep,
would be like
okay.
your take in the scenery or hope a dolphin or two pops up,
got
kind
you,
of things
okay.
like that. But aye, it's definitely really bonny up.
And so you started with the first board back in when you did you say?
I back when I was about 10,
and then when did you get into the surfboards?
and the shorter board was the year after. That was a relief for the arms. 'Cause I used to bide at Barra Crescent. You can for that?
Aye,
the
yep,
broch.
aye.
So the other side of the broch for Farra Beaches, and the board I learned on was about I think 7 to 8 foot, but it wasn't like the foam boards you get nowadays. It was a big heavy thing, so it was about 10-15 kilos or something. I'm trying to drag us for Barra Crescent all the way down the
Right,
beach,
okay.
and I did it every day.
Wow.
I couldn't pick it up. I used to just use the leash, trail it over my shoulder, and walk all the way down the beach.
And
So,
that was like see, like when you ging out,
yes.
is there ever this worry in your mind that something unplanned could happen in the water, accident-wise?
Nathan, I was learning, but now, yes, now that I'm aware more and I'm teaching it and things like that, then I am aware that there is certain dangers out there. But when I was younger, I just used to rock up and jump in for the waves were. But I'm a bit more
Sticky.
That's alright. That's all.
I'm a bit more aware of what's going on now, and like you're like with the surf school, you're kind of teaching it into other kids all the dangers of the currents and stuff like that.
Yep.
Which it's not every day that's there, but you're kind of just making it a bit aware. But when I was learning, it was never on my mind. I just used to jump in.
And so you've classes and is it through a week and at weekends and or is it just?
Aye, so I tend to do the surf school mostly through the weekends, and I have like an after school program which is called the Little Rippers, and that starts for age 7 up to 16, and that's like say like I've got like a group of 8 every Monday, for example, at 4 to 5, and then 5 till 6, and the same kind of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it's the same kids coming back like the following Monday. So there aren't levels like the swimming, like level 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and that.
Yep.
And then I'm just kind of teaching them the safety side of it for like level 1, maybe a little bit of the safety and skills for level 2, level 3's more into the skills because they're kind of aware of the safety and precautions that you should take in the water and that. And then level like 4, I'm doing a lot of work with like pushing their performance kind of thing like that. It just kind of slowly elevates like that, but a good kind of stepping stone for
Excellent.
teaching them.
And
It's
you're
been really popular. I've been really lucky that it's quite popular.
And you're at a great location now.
Great
great location for
beaches. You get such a variety of conditions.
It's
here.
like one of those things. It's far when visitors and tourists come up this way. They see our beach, and it's like it is the big
It's a really
focal
bonny
point
beach.
in a nice.
It is. There's a few other good tourist areas with the golfing and things like that. Fitba, I think that's. Well, it's maybe not touristy, is it? But
Right,
it's
okay.
a popular thing, kind of.
And so, like, have you anything to do with? See, next to the beach cafe, there's a building.
So
You and that night to do with in there.
So I run a surf club, a Broch surf club, alongside a couple of other folk, and we use that as a storage facility. We've got like an agreement with the council at the moment, so it's a storage facility for our equipment, and the surf school equipment goes in there as well.
I wonder. I wasn't sure because I thought I'm building. I
Aye.
presume it's for
But we didn't,
surfers.
we wouldn't have the shop in there or anything
Yep,
like
right,
that. It's just,
okay.
I think it used to be a kite surfing shop or something
You'd be
before.
Yep.
But we just use it as a storage facility.
Aye.
I think there is plans for it in the next couple of months or so to develop.
So-
We'll just
so-
see to see what happens.
Let's go back a wee bit.
Okay.
Let's go back to where was you born?
But born in the Broch.
Born in Broch. So you've always been here. And why have I never met you? You're a what?
Weird, is it? I see it with so
Never
many
met.
people that they come to school and they're from the Broch and I've never met him. Never bumped
yep.
into him.
So do you mind if I ask your age?
I'm 34.
Putting him on the spot here.
Right,
Right,
34.
34, and you're married.
I'm married, been married for a while. Can't remember how many years, but a
How
while.
do you meet her?
met her in DJs, funny enough.
Oh,
at
man,
nightclub,
why does Abdi meet Abdi in
It's the
DJs?
only place to go to, I think, for me. Well, I'm not sure it's still open nowadays, but that's where we met.
So, you clocked eyes on her, you was drunk,
I would have been at the time.
never seen her before?
Hadn't seen her, no. Her cousin goes out with my cousin, and they tried to introduce us before, and never really bothered with it.
Aye.
I just like surfing, I'm not interested kind
Yep.
of thing. And then once I seen her in DJs, then it was.
I
think I was with my cousin actually, and then it says, "Oh, you can hook us up now. I can."
Can you buy me a drink, George? Because I like this, and that was it.
Probably.
Right, okay. And so you've been married quite a bit of years now, do you care?
Aye, I can't mind how many. I think.
But
She'll kill me for more than 5 years.
But you like marriage?
But
You like married life?
We've been together for 12 years, I think it is.
Aye,
something
okay.
like that. I kind of mean that.
And you've kids together?
Kids, 3 kids.
3 kids?
Aye,
And
6, 5, and way to be 1.
6, 5, 1. So it's a kind of early stages that it just knew.
It is, aye. They're,
And have you got him into the surfing and stuff? Or?
Oh, they've tried it in the summer. Then I think I don't want to be like the pushy parent.
Yeah.
Because I am like obviously.
It's up to
surfer,
them.
It's up to them. My quine, my middle quine Ella, she's nipping my ear every single day. Take my surfing, take my surfing, take my surfing. I want to be a swimmer. She doesn't want to go to ballet or dancing or any of those groups. She just wants to be a surfer. She's actually really good in a skateboard. For our age, but
And
so I'm kind of like.
Aye, so skateboard side of things and So was you a skater now?
I wasn't. I when I was at academy, I would have went a skateboard like just maybe muck about, but I was never good in a skateboard or anything. I just liked the surfing, but I hung about with the skateboarders, and there is a few good skateboarders for the two, and I'm still in touch with, you know.
I was always.
It was very different, kind of. I think it was just the facilities here. It was quite hard to learn how to skateboard, and I like the look of the kind of ramps that they go up and do. And that when I go, I did do, and I think that's maybe got to be part of the new park that they're away to get a new park.
I
for
mind
like
my
September,
dad.
October or something.
My dad bought my great big skateboard. It was too big, and you'd be trying to go this thing, and it was like awkward, and I never got used to it. I was always scared of it because you fail a few times, and it would put you off.
If you fall, you're landing on concrete. So I think there's an art for that. People that learn to fall properly and stuff like that.
But I didn't see a lot. I didn't see a lot of skateboarders getting a boot, but I can.
No, I think it's a lot. I think it's a lot to start. It'll grow pretty quick.
But skate park is very popular now. That's another thing.
Skate park is. I'd say. I think it's the skateboarding and surfing's just been introduced to the Olympics, and it's planned to be in Olympics for the next few. I think the next 3 of them. It's happened till then. So I think that kind of sports are.
And there's no way better than this place to be doing it, is there? Because we've got a skate park down the side of the beach. You've got a beach for us.
It's really accessible here. That's one thing we find with the school kids can run down after school. It likes I visited Dunbar near Edinburgh recently, and it's really inaccessible. Some of them's got to jump in a bus for maybe 15-20 minutes to go to the beach, and they kind of just walk down. So you're not getting the same amount of youths. I think. Well, I know the Broch has got the most youths in surfing now. 3 years ago, we had one surfer that was under 18, and knew we've easily got over 100. Wow! Easily. Through the surf club, we taught I think it was 153 kids we gave a free lesson to. This was when I was still offshore. And that's why I kind of started the surf school as well, just with the popularity of the free surfing lessons we did with the club. But 153 kids we gave a lesson to for free, just
spark out interest while they're younger.
And during that pandemic, the beach was the only thing that stayed open, and we just wanted to do something for folk. And it was rare.
I was going to ask you now, because I'm drinking a bubble gum drink. You're drinking coffee. Now I did say, I says, will you have a beer before I come on? You went, no, I've kind of been away from it for 7 years. Is that the reason so why you stopped drinking?
Okay. So 7 years I've been sober, never had a sip of alcohol. I found out my wife was going to be pregnant, and then I just wanted to stop drinking. I didn't want to. I just wanted to be a good role model for my kid.
And so when you was drinking, did you enjoy drinking back then?
Yes and no. I think it's you can. you can hear really good times with drinking, and,
And
you
then
can hear
you can
really,
hear a lot of-
you can hear really bad times
Aye.
as well. Like you'd hear some of the most fun I had in my life was when I was youth drinking with my pals, and some of the worst times as well. With drinking,
And
I think it's about a curse.
I'm the same, because I can quite happily go and do and have a pint, right? But when I was younger, my dad, he used to come home for fishing,
Yes.
and he'd be drinking this brandy or rum,
Mm-hmm.
and it'd get him aggressive. But no, I'm not speaking massive fights and stuff like that. But it's like personality would change with the drink. And he'd come home, and my mum would hear, bother with that, and she
Aye.
didn't like seeing him like that.
I was the exact same.
Aye.
I ken a few other people that was the same.
Uh-huh.
We had the dad that liked to drink and then come home and maybe the
it-
nice person or
Aye,
whatever.
it kind of bides in your mind when you're young.
Well, it affects you.
Incidents,
It's
does it?
still,
Aye.
it's still in my mind, and I'm 34.
Aye.
And that's kind of a long time ago.
And so, is your dad still in the go?
He's dead. He's dead.
He's died.
Aye, he passed away.
And how was that relationship because of the drink with him? Had you a good
I
relationship
never
with
really
him?
had a strong relationship with him.
Was it purely because alcohol and art? No, would you say just
Aye.
more of the bond? The bond was there.
Just
strong.
I never really thought about age. I can't mind what age I would have been. But aye, you know what dads could be a good dad,
Mhm.
but the potential was there, but the alcohol just got the better of them.
Aye.
I think. Aye, unfortunately.
And so really, we had to see it in your mind, I suppose, when you was out drinking before you met your wife and that. I presume there's a wee seed there about I don't want to end up like being like
of course,
him, yeah.
aye. It's in your mind. You don't want to be like that.
Mhm. And that was the thing with my dad. When he had a drink, sometimes he'd be quite social and happy.
Mm-hmm.
But if he took a brandy or a rum, that was like a kickstart to start him off in this different personality.
I think certain drinks do affect them differently. And people ken that and they still do it. It's maybe someone that they should nip in the bud. And if their friends or family is telling them maybe you should stop doing that, they should maybe listen to it and maybe they'll respect themselves a
it
little
is
bit
kinda-
better. And I look at it like it's a drug. It's
Exactly.
and they're addicted to
exactly.
it. It is. I lived in Thurso for a year, and I worked in a bar.
Yeah.
Just mucking about for a year. Took a year out. So I could go surfing. They've got good waves up there. And for I was working in a bar, there was this two of manis. I always came in, and they were all like bickering and drinking. And I was like, why you do it? And to them it was. They said it numbed their depression. So it's really sad. To see it, but
there is
someone there,
you do get a lot of folk because they're now with nobody else, maybe like married or with a partner, or they've lost that partner or whatever. They go out in the house, drink, and it's like a way to cover up what's happening in reality.
It is, I think so. Like I'm no like psychologist or anything with it, but I is someone there. And maybe spend less money on drink and more money on surfing lessons.
Exactly, and so like. In a good way, so coming away from that side of things, family life. How do you work it around? Because if you got your wife going, oh no, we're what do this weekend, and you can't again do your lessons. Does that happen sometimes? By the way?
Oh no, the lessons we try to do the lessons first thing in the morning, and then leave the chaos mornings for my wife. We getting the kids ready and that, and I'll nip away and try and do the lessons then, and then we surfing. It's a frustrating sport in the terms where it's no good every Saturday at 12 o'clock, for example. So you're really you've got to I kind of plan my weekends around. If the waves are going to be really good, right, I'll let my wife get in, and obviously we still mark time and do stuff. But I'm pretty selfish that way. It's around the waves, but it's not every weekend. Again, you're speaking about 10 times a year that waves are amazing here, and it's not every weekend. So.
And so, like, that's the other thing I was going to ask. See, hobbies and interests for you, because this is a big part of your life, isn't it?
Yes,
but is there other things that could slightly take you away from it? Let's say a wife, she went away for a weekend with kids, and she says, "Oh, and you're no lessons. Would you still go to surfing, or would you kind of still go one day or so?"
I would be checking the forecast. If I can't waves were going to be amazing, I would try and sneak my surfboard in the car somehow. It's surfing is I guess in that kind of addiction side, it would be like that as well. It's very addictive, and it should come with a warning. It's I reckon
it's adrenaline. It's adrenaline rush you
get.
get.
Just something about it, and no matter like if you're out on big waves or whatever, or really good waves, you're never content with it. You always want a little bit bigger or a little bit better. Or, it's quite a strange sport, but really good. Hard to describe.
In fact, I would like TV watching. Is that
I don't watch TV. I watch was it YouTube now with my daughter likes YouTube. Yeah.
And she's watching some video of a gaming person.
Oh, my boy likes gaming. He likes that Fortnite video game, and he's got me into that as well. Actually, playing the Fortnite game, so we kind of bond that way. It's pretty funny.
And that's something I was going to pick up on now, because it's interesting you've saying that. Because see, nowadays we've got Wi-Fi going on, and it's in everybody's household. If kids forever they go, is our Wi-Fi the password?
It's so different, is it?
We didn't really get it back then. But
no, I used to be outside playing Kirby and stuff like that, and
the Barty cab.
It is different nowadays. You don't see the same kids running.
So why do you think kids are so tired now? Because like I teach students, right, and it's unbelievable the amount of names that come in, and they come in and you think you're alright, and they're going, I'm just tired. I'm really tired. And
I think tiredness maybe.
And I says, why? If it time was you to bed, and they're like, 3, 4 o'clock.
It's
and
crazy.
I had 2-3 hours sleep, and I didn't mind doing that in my day.
No, I didn't.
Or did you?
No, I wouldn't have done that either. I was staying up there.
So is Wi-Fi our biggest problem with us mobile phones?
And nutrition, I think. There's a lot to do with the food they're eating nowadays.
So some of them eating crisps and iron brews and...
It's not good for you. Like obviously Abdi does it. I'm sitting drinking coffee and he was
I'm drinking bubble gum, but
it's a treat. I think things like that can come into play. The foods that's unhealthy are really low cost, and the foods that are healthy are really high cost in the world. So
yourself, family eating, is that like, you're quite into the vegetables and the fruit and stuff? Or?
Sometimes we're pretty bad in that. It's hard to get the kids to eat healthy at the time. But we do try our best. Maybe home meals and that.
I'm the same. Sometimes I'll go for fit's easiest, because sometimes you come in for work and you're like, I'll just chuck it.
We are pretty normal. We are eating, but we do try and encourage the fruit and that.
And so going back to like the kids, if your kids got like iPads and tablets.
Yes, they've got a place. I think rainy days and car journeys and things like that to game.
How do you feel about them? From that, if they're, I presume yours is out a bit more active than.
If you gave my boy a football, he would never come inside. He'd be outside all day. He loves that.
And like my youngest Steen just knew, he's a bit like he loves sleeping till dinner time.
Oh no!
And I'm like I'm going, right, you getting up, and I have to get him back up 10 minutes. I said, come on, get up.
So
it's like a sleep thing.
They're up. They're up about 7:30, 8 o'clock either.
But amount of folk I speak to, they all say the same thing. They say, they'll biding up kind of later, and they want to get up till dinner time.
No, we're never like that. No, never. I think it's amazing people can sleep that long. I wish I could have sleep like that sometimes.
My sister's like that. She could sleep a whole day probably.
Amazing. It's a gift.
I can't do it personally. I'm the opposite.
No, I'm the same. I'm quite a morning person. I like the mornings.
So you've always been an active kind of person then? Aye. But with bikes, do you bother with bikes and stuff?
No, I'm hopeless on a bike. Right. I like the look of it, but no, it's not for me.
Get one of surfboards and doing a beach, and you're happy.
Aye, it's pretty much it. I like swimming. I like going to the pool.
Have you ever had any instance with wildlife enough, and you're out in the sea, like seals and stuff? Or
aye, seals are right. They're kind of like a nosy creature that they would never bother you. I think.
So they'll come out of water.
They may be like 20 yards away. Their head will pop up, and then you'll be like, oh, and then it goes down, and then they go around, and they just like to look at you. They're aware.
So they'll just keep an eye on what you're doing.
Their senses are pretty strong, so they know you're there. I had a funny one. Was it two weekends ago? I was up competing at Scottish Championships, and I was doing like a longboard category. So I did like the men's category, then I did the longboarding just for fun. And so I moved at this place called Broom's Nest, and there's it's a 3-man heat. You get 20 minutes in the water. So I'm out paddling about my longboard. The waves were absolute terrible. Like you would never go in them. They were as bad, but they were just wanting to run the heat. And two of my pals was in it. Well, it's quite a small community, the Scottish surfing community. And I was actually in the heat with two friends. One of the boys, Zach, he's like, "Well, these waves are terrible." So he went away and paddled maybe 300-400 yards away to another like bay in the area just to go for a surf. And he wasn't bothered about. He's not a competitor. He's not a competition surfer.
Yep.
And then this other lad, Sam, he was kind of like, "Oh, the surest waves are pretty bad," and that's off a deep water. It's kind of eerie kind of wave. So he starts paddling away and just when he paddled away, I was about 30 yards away from him. I see 5 fins, really big fins. And this is on webcast. You can watch it on YouTube.
It's seals.
No, orcas. Orcas, aye, 5 fins. Orcas was swimming about, and I'm just like, whoa, that's pretty.
See, to me, I would be like you at water for seeing it.
I shouted to the lad Sam, who was kind of off in the distance, kind of paddling away with Zach, and then I pointed, and then he clocked him, and he came straight in, and I'm just like still looking at him like, I'm supposed to be competing here, and I'm on a webcast, and I can that people's gonna be watching, like my family was watching from back home, and apparently the commentators was trying to, or speakers, doing in the beach for a contest, and they were trying to tell us to get out of water, but I couldn't hear him.
Couldn't hear from you.
No, I was just kind of looking at the orcas and thought it was pretty rare, like, but I was pretty scared in a way, just like I don't think orcas have ever attacked a human out with captivity.
But when anything happens,
but there's got to be one dumb one, is there? Yep. There's got to be a dumb orca that's like, "Oh, chicks that seal, not big blue board, Ken," or something. But
wow.
I was a bit of commotion once the heat was finished. They reran it and nothing. But that was funny.
And so
interesting.
Your life now. So like, are you quite happy nowadays with how your life is? Is it like perfect? Is it how you wanted it always to be?
Nothing's ever perfect. It's life's. There's obstacles and bumps in the road. But I enjoy it. That I do. I like the challenges or stuff.
And how are you finding like keeping us going? With the classes, is it sometimes kind of difficult for you?
Really difficult.
Because sometimes can the weather be a factor now? If you've stuff planned.
Classes like Easter, I had two weeks of Easter camps booked up, which is like a couple of groups coming.
And the weather wasn't great, was it?
I couldn't run it. So it's a hell 2 weeks. I basically couldn't really do my lessons.
And I presume you had a lot of parents phoning saying, "Listen, we kind of."
A lot of cancellations. Like most people's pretty good with it, and understandable that you're subject. It is upsetting for the kids. Obviously, they're young, they want to go surfing, but I'm very much safety first. I'm got to take people out from its course. If you're in charge, you're responsible. It's eight students to one teacher with the surfing, and 8's quite a big number.
Yep.
And it's if you take a man, it's amazing how quickly they can kind of spread out, and then so you need to kind of control that. And when the conditions are a bit wilder, or it's impossible. I would never do it. I would never put profit over.
Would there be a real fear in that for you? Because like personally me, right, if I was Dean, if you was Dean, I'd have worry about if just one of them, if something happens in an incident out in the water, it's a lot to go on, is it? You've got a big responsibility.
I'm trained in the lifeguard and like I had a lot of first aid tickets for offshore. It was probably a bit more in depth than the ones I had, so I'm quite confident I can deal with stuff. But I find that if something was to happen in a lesson, it would be a freak accident, because I didn't pit the man when it's windy. I didn't go in when it's big waves, and I'm looking for calm conditions. I'm not got to pit folk in danger.
And you mentioned there about offshore. So when you left school, did you instantly go offshore when you left school?
No, I left school and started an apprenticeship at Score in Peterhead. I think I lasted about 3 years, and then just being stuck 9 till 5, doing very little. It just felt frustrating. I just kind of it was not for me.
You just thought, I'm wanting a change here.
Just like I like the idea if you work, you should be working. You shouldn't be like sitting about waiting for a clock to tick past 5. For
that happens, St Fergus.
Was that his name?
I was there for partly with contractor. The guys had to wait days, sometimes days for a permit to come through and going,
Oh, that's
how
ridiculous.
do they do that? I have like loads of them. Just waiting.
Offshore's the same. I like my first years offshore was really good, and it was I was just a bit less stricter, so to speak. You could just kind of crack on and get stuff done, and then the last few years it was very. Well, the paperwork side was all on an iPad and documented, and it was quite new. So we like a new kind of software, and in a big industry, it's they're still in the what's the word? It wasn't perfect.
I think it was still
it
in
was glitching. It wasn't working right,
okay.
and there's complications behind it. The work needed to get done, but they couldn't do it because it wasn't. It was just like.
And so you're finished with offshore.
I am. Aye.
You'd go back though in future if need be.
Hopefully, nay.
That's great. I like you being honest.
I don't want to go back on helicopters or do anything.
When was you away like 3 weeks or a month?
I was like 3 and 3. I worked with a few different companies. I was 3 and 3. I think I was 10 year offshore in the drilling industry. I started as a roughneck.
Yep. Okay.
Got up to the assistant driller I was covering. We Maersk and then us drilling a drilling optimization engineer at the end. But it's just I got like a good promotion.
Yep.
And then the rig lost its contract.
Oh, man.
And I just thought it was funny. You've got to laugh at it. You work all that time and put a lot of time in to get to these good roles, and then it's just like taken away from you like that. So you can sit and cry about it, or you can just laugh. And it's just like that's funny, but it's not for me. And it's not the best industry. It is for some people, but I found the people's especially on the drilling side, they would do anything they could, stab you in the back for anything, and it's just like it's frustrating. It's different.
I should have been offshore because back when I'd served my time as a bricklayer, and my dad was trying to get me offshore, and I've spit my CVs into company. I did my survival, paid for my survival, but I never got off, and I was kind of. I didn't think I wanted to go. At the time, I just had my first kid at the time with my partner, and I was kind of. I wasn't really interested. I wouldn't say I was fully invested in going offshore. So I was thinking, am I really going to be away for a month? And then, but I liked the bit. Okay, and you'd be hit home for a month, and
that's
things
good.
Like that.
It's not for Abdi. People see these folk driving about in a fancy car, they have a fancy house, but they're forgetting that people are away for their families
There's
for
a
a long
sacrifice.
time. It is, and it's a hard sacrifice, and it's not easy.
So you're going to try and bide it here.
Try and make it shop work and surf school work. Surf school's been really good to us. It is.
And so in a broken ass, see your youngins nowadays. What do you think is the answer for keeping Abdi out of trouble nowadays?
You need to get them into a sport or a hobby for sure. Just to take their minds off us. If they like to go to like a dancing groups or anything, then they've got pals and social sides for that. I think just getting them into a sport or a hobby that they've got good friendships with. I think that's super important.
And
it is.
Plus a parent's responsibility now, because it's a tricky subject for you to say. But maybe parents aren't really pushing them that way. So I think is it a kind of effort in a family for you've got to have a parent give them a bit of structure and routine? Would I be wrong saying that?
No, I think that's you need to be.
Because and there are
I'm
some
bad
didn't get it maybe.
I'm too easy going with them, and then the kids just walk over me. My wife, she's better with that structure. So I think you need to have a wee bit of structure in it like you do. So
before we finish, let's speak about the future. George,
okay.
Is it always going? You're always going to be a surfer at heart.
At heart, for sure. I mean, you never know what's in the corner in terms of like your body and stuff like that, or if whatever's got to happen. But I'll always be a surfer for sure.
So there's a real passion about it, is there, for you?
It's mere 25 years or so I've been almost and doing it again. It's.
And do you ever get injuries in that? You've ever
tendons
really or anything like happening?
I've ripped tendons and stuff, but the worst thing I broke my ribs.
Was that with the force of the water when you fell?
At rocks. So I was surfing. I'll try and get a photo for you. They were surfing a rare wave up in Thurso. For people doing a surf, doing a surf the wave. The waves are about a shallow. I mean, you can be going along the wave and the fins in the bottom of your surfboard can be scraping rocks, but it's a very rewarding wave.
It's worth it. It's
if
worth
you go
it for a day
inside
job.
them. It's called like barrel riding, and
Yep.
so it's a tricky wave, but it's very rewarding wave. But I was in surfing it for a few years. I used to surf this wave myself. It's kind of in the middle of NY, off of the what's the nearest hospital would be probably near in Wick or something. But I was in surfing there, and I'd fell and just went straight into a rock. I was kind of like a step over the reef, and my ribs got slammed into it.
Scary moment now.
Pretty sad, aye, but I surfed about 2 or 3 waves after it, and then I was like, oh, my back. I thought my back was sore, and a few weeks later I'd went to an osteopath because I was struggling to like bend down and laugh and all this stuff, and I thought I had a really sore back, and she managed to put her fist inside my rib cage. She was like, oh, you not got a sore back, but you're missing a few ribs, and the muscle damage was really bad.
And they've totally repaired?
It took about a year and a half with no surfing, and quite a horrible.
And it's very see, finesse things happen through life. You notice sometimes your body, some folk recover very quickly. Others can take months, and yours took over a year.
It was over a year.
Right, so there is dangers with surfing now, like you're saying there.
In certain waves. Like a beach, I've never really done anything bad in the beach side of things. But
And is it hard to keep, see when you go doing that, is it hard, like keeping the beach clean and with things, is it, you never have to experience that side of things, do you? I can they do beach cleanups and stuff.
Like the surf club they doing recently, and I can there's a few groups doing that. We try and encourage, if we're walking the beach with the kids, I can't remember what it's called, pick up 3 for the sea or something.
Yep.
And just any time you're on the beach, just try and pick up 3 things.
Bottles or whatever it is.
There's always rubbish lying around, unfortunately. But
right, and so family life, you're living family life and being married now. Best thing you've done.
Kids, it's amazing. I love it.
Pets? I don't think you've time for pets, or have you?
No, we have a dog. We have a dog sitter, a new way dog.
Right, okay. What kind of dog?
A cockapoo.
Cockapoo, right, okay.
Quite a funny dog.
Hyper? Right, okay.
Hyper,
right, thank you for coming on, and
cheers,
I hope course keeps going good.
Thank you very much.
Along with Little Ripper classes.
Aye, Little Ripper.
And you've got adult classes now.
We do adults as well.
Yep, okay.
The adults classes are good, and we're trying to expand on that as well.
So you can, if you're interested, you can contact George. You'll see his contact details just at the end of this. Brilliant to hear on, and I'm just annoyed we're not family. We're both Watts, and we're not. But furry biding nowadays, by the way.
We're out in Balgar, I know.
You're out in Balgar, right, okay.
She's a St. Gomer, so she's wanting a house in St. Gom,
Aye,
so
okay.
we'll end up there, I'm sure. In a couple
So
of
you enjoy you there, it's kind of
I like Balgar,
quiet,
Balgar's
aye,
a rare
aye,
tune.
aye.
It's fine, yeah. It was in. It's my tunes.
Right, thank you very much for being my guest, and
Cheers.
all the best with the kids and the Little Rippers and your own family in future. And what's coming up next? It'll be 40. The next scene will be 40. 48, 49. I'm getting mixed. 49's the next thing going to be. So, right, thank you very much, George.
Thanks.
Sticky Trifle Podcast.
Sticky Trifle Podcast will return next week.
And it's real easy to get in contact with George Watt. And George is inspiring our younger generations, and that motivation is going to shape the community. I was kind of thinking I should maybe start up a sandcastle business for folk come down to the beach, start building sandcastles, and then some idiot kicks them over. That would be a good idea, would it? See you next Sunday. Bye.
Sticky Trifle Podcast.